This is the market news as of November 27, 2021. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index fell 1.23% or 90.83 points to 7,278 pesos and 44 cents. The last trading activity closed in November 26, and during that day, it opened at 7,346 pesos and 7 cents. The price range during that day started from 7,263.43 to 7,346 pesos and 7 cents. From the past 52 weeks, the range started from 6,080 pesos and 94 cents up to 7,475 pesos and 75 cents. And this is the Forex chart updated 8:22 Eastern Standard Time. Euro to USD went up 0.86% or 0.0096 to its price 1.13. GBP to USD went up 0.13% or 0.0018 with the actual price or exchange rate 1.33. Next, AUD to USD depreciated 0.91% or 0.0065 to its actual exchange rate 0.7 to 1. Next, NZD to USD depreciated 0.59% or 0.0040 to its actual price 0.68. Next, USD to Japan Yen depreciated 1.66% or 1.91 to its price 113.21. Next, USD to Chinese Yuan appreciated 0.13% or 0.0086 to its price 6.39. Next, USD to CHF depreciated 1.45% or 0.0136 to its exchange rate 0.92. Next, USD to CAD appreciated 1.08% or 0.01 to its actual price 1.28. Next, USD to Mexican peso appreciated 1.45% or 0.31 to its actual price 21.88. This is the price of gold in US dollars updated 8:22 Eastern Standard Time. The gold price per ounce is $1,793.59. Per gram is 57 US dollars and 67 cents. Per kilo is $57,665.27 with a negative change of 2.87%, or it went down 2.87%. And this is the market news in different countries. In USA, Wall Street plunges on new virus strain. U.S. stocks tumbled on Friday as investors dumped riskier assets on renewed concerns over the global economic recovery after a new coronavirus, possibly vaccine-resistant coronavirus variant, was identified in South Africa. The Dow Jones sank 2.5% to near levels not seen since October 14th. The S&P 500 dropped 2.3%, getting closer to values observed at the end of October, and the Nasdaq Composite declined 2.2% to levels seen on October 29. Cyclicals, travel-related, and small caps were among the biggest losers, namely Royal Caribbean, 13.2%, United Airlines 9.6%, American Airlines 8.8%, American Express 8.6%, and Boeing 5.4% losses. Meantime, vaccine-related and stay-at-home stocks cushioned the falls. Moderna jumped 20.6%, and Pfizer shares rose 6.1%, while Zoom traded 9.1% higher and Verizon gained 0.3%. On the week, all the main averages booked losses. Dow Jones closed 2% lower, the S&P fell 2.2%, and the Nasdaq Composite plunged 3.5%. The United States Dollar Index, or DXY, measures the performance of the dollar against a basket of other currencies including Euro, Japan Yen, GBP, CAD, CHF, and SEK. The Euro is by far the largest component of the index, making up 57.6% of the basket, followed by Japan Yen 13.6%, Great Britain Pound 11.9%, Canadian dollars 9.1%, SEK 4.2%, and CHF 3.6%. In Spain, ECB sticks to ending emergency support in March despite new COVID threat. The European Central Bank still plans to end its emergency bond purchases in March despite threats from a new variant of the coronavirus and rising infections, the CB's top two officials said on Friday. Global authorities and investors reacted with alarm on Friday to a new coronavirus variant detected in South Africa, with the European Union and Britain among those tightening border controls as researchers sought to find out if the mutation was vaccine resistant. In Euro area, Eurozone bond yields drop as COVID variant sows fear. Eurozone government bond yields dropped sharply across the board on Friday as investors reacted to a newly identified coronavirus variant spreading in South Africa by piling into safe haven assets. The variant was considered by scientists to be the most significant yet found, Britain said on Friday, adding that authorities needed to ascertain whether or not it rendered vaccines ineffective. In China, profits earned by China's industrial firms increased by 42.2% YOY to Chinese yuan to 7.16 trillion Chinese yuan in January to October 2021. After a 44.7% surge in the prior period and slowing for the eighth straight month amid moderation in recovery momentum, profits continued to grow for both state-owned industrial firms, 74.2%, and private sector, 30.5%. Among the 41 industries surveyed, 32 saw profit rises. Petroleum, coal, and other fuel, 575.9%. Oil and natural gas extraction, 262.7%. Coal mining and washing, 210.2%. Non-ferrous metal smelting, 162%. Ferrous metal smelting, 132%. Chemical raw materials, 116.4%. Computer communications, 34.3%. Non-metallic mineral products, 15.2%. And electrical machinery and equipment, 14.6%. And general equipment, 13.7%. In October alone, industrial profits rose by 24.6% to 818.7 billion CNY after a 16.3% gain in September, despite soaring material prices, persistent supply bottlenecks, and profit differentiation between upstream and downstream industries. In Canada, Canadian shares plunges on new virus strain. Toronto's main stock index, the S&P and TSX, sank 2.25% to close at 21,126 on Friday, snapping a three-day rally in one of the worst sessions so far this year to hover levels not seen since November 2nd, amid a global rout in equity markets triggered by reports of a new, possibly vaccine-resistant coronavirus variant. The news raised concerns about the likely return of travel restrictions already being rolled back by the UK and other countries, and added downside risk to the outlook for the economic recovery, causing oil prices to plunge more than 12% to $68.15 per barrel. Accordingly, heavyweight Canadian energy stocks dropped 5.7% and were among the worst performers, alongside Air Canada, which plunged 8.6%. On the week, the Canadian index fell 2%. In Brazil, Brazilian stocks sink a new COVID-19 strain. The main Sao Paulo stock index, Bovespa, plunged 3.2% to close at 102,446 on Friday, snapping a three-session rally led by travel-related shares as the detection of a new and highly mutated coronavirus variant in South Africa raised concerns over the possibility of tighter lockdowns and the setback in the global recovery. Brazil's health regulator Anvisa recommended that the country should restrict travelers coming from African countries, including South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Swaziland, Namibia, and Zimbabwe due to the new COVID-19 variant detected there. Meanwhile, investors continue to monitor fiscal and political risks with a vote of the pack of precatories in the Senate set for next week. In the meantime, Brazil's central bank head Roberto Campos Neto said the bank will lower its current GDP growth projection of 2.1% for 2022, amid concerns over the global pandemic situation without providing more details. On the week, the index fell 0.6%. In Italy, Italian energy group Eni has agreed to sell gas group's Snam 49.9% of its stake in strategic pipelines carrying Algerian gas into Italy for 385 million euros or $436 million, the two companies said on Saturday. The pipelines will be jointly controlled by the two companies, they said in a joint statement. Italy imports more than 90% of its overall gas needs, and Algerian gas currently accounts for around 30% of flows. And this is the market news for November 27, 2021.